Hooray for Hollyweird. Sean and Lexi.
And Barbo.
And Barbo.
My
and
brother's dog Barbo.
Billy
is your
Baloney.
saying.
Billy Baloney. Breaking down all your favorite movies, TVs, and TV shows. Hooray for Hollyweird. Welcome to Hollyweird episode. At this point, I don't even know, 11. They're all out of order. It's crazy. You'll see that in the feed last week, rather.
Yeah, we have so much stuff banked. I don't know what's happening anymore.
We don't have anything banked anymore. We're out of banking.
Oh, really? Where's the Marshall episode?
Comes out. Well, it'll have already come out when this drops, but it comes out tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And then we have a Dexter episode that I've edited, and that'll hit Patreon soon. So that's fun. And yeah, so we're here to talk about, we're giving you a 1 episode of Final Destination. Yeah. What would you like to say?
Let me interject.
Awful.
I look beautiful.
Okay.
Let me interject. This is Hollyweird.
I was gonna mention this. So love the support. We're getting more Patreon members than we had for a while. So appreciate all of you for supporting us. Do want to say though, it's not the horror show anymore. There's a bumper at the beginning every time. And it's weird. You know what? The one thing we haven't even gotten that many messages about it, but the one thing I will say is, and we got this with Joe too, when Joe was here, even people would send us messages that are like, Joe does this and Sean does this, and like Sean cuts Joe off and Joe won't let Sean do this and blah, blah, blah. And it's so weird. And they think it's like they think there's like some sort of like divisiveness in all of this. Here's what it is. I talk to Joe like I talk to Joe. And I talk to Lexi like I talk to Lexi, which is goofy and stupid and yelling at each other. That's just the way it is. She's not doing a Joe impression. I've never told Joe to be quiet or cut him off. There was Lexi was on the call once where I was like, Joe, please interrupt me. Like, please talk over me. Like, I had to beg him once because I was worried about it. And that was before anyone had even like messaged us that. I was like, hey man, whenever you want to like talk, like just interject. Like, I'm cool with that. Like, just talk over me.
Okay, let me say one more thing though.
Okay.
This better not get edited out.
Okay.
This is Hollyweird, baby. Like, we're doing something different. We're doing something weird. We're doing whatever because Joe's on hiatus. This is not the horror show. There's a conspiracy that I've planned a coup and taken over, and that's like what I'm doing. Hey guys, I would love to fucking bounce off of this the second I got like the job opportunity I'm waiting for. And
yeah.
I'm going to say this now because Joe doesn't listen. Joe and I were talking about this after Salem where I texted him and I was like, hey, like, I just really hope you know that this isn't like not what I was trying to do. Like, I don't even really want to like co-host. Like, we're trying to figure something else out long-term probably. And Joe was like, oh my God, like I didn't think that at all, like whatever. And then he was like, and if anyone bitches to you about it, send them to me. So talk to my big brother, like take it up with him.
Yeah, it's funny. It's really funny the way people, and you see, and now it's funny when it happens to you because then you see it in like other forms of like entertainment where people are like, they hate each other. Or what was the Walton Goggins and that Amy, I forget her name, but from White Lotus. And there's like a million Reddit threads being like, they hate each other, and they're tracking their Instagrams and stuff and being like, on this day, they unfollowed each other. And it's like, hey, like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like,
guys, all I fucking want is for Joe to come back. I was a fan of the show before I worked on the show.
Yeah. And this whole time, because I was like, we need to do like Final Destination. She's like, well, let's not do a full Final Destination because when Joe comes back, he'll do it. So anyway.
Hopefully.
He's not coming back.
He might. We don't know that yet.
We don't know this yet, but I hope he does.
No.
I hope he does.
But yeah, seriously, this is, and we're still figuring out what the fuck we're doing with this. Like, we don't really know right now.
Yeah.
We're just playing around and letting our ADHD run wild.
That's it. Having a blast. And it's the same way the horror show started, which was I just wanted to talk to my pal. And actually, that's not how it started. It started with me wanting all the attention. But then it became that I really enjoyed talking to my friend every week. And that was the better part of it. And then you and I mean, we talk exactly how we talk on the phone. So it's not this weird dynamic. Nothing has changed whatsoever. This is just the way we talk.
Sitting here pretty in this chair is not what the end goal was when I started working on the podcast. The end goal is still the same, and it's not this.
Well, thanks. But that's all right, because we do have a little something in our back pocket where we've been toying with a concept that we've been toying with that maybe one day we can bring to fruition.
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't want to say it out loud because I don't like jinxing stuff. The desk. A different set.
Oh. Yes.
I guess I just said it, but people don't know what this means. But we don't have to say it.
We have grand ideas.
We do have very grand ideas.
But like, seriously, yeah, it sucks that Joe left. I want Joe back. Sean wants Joe back. I keep thinking, every time I think about Joe, I think about that line from Shawshank that's like, I guess I just miss my friend. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's what I think of with Joe. But in the meantime, we're just fucking around. We're doing whatever.
Yeah. We're just making,
and a lot of people
creating.
Are like really nice.
No, yeah. I mean, it's mostly positive. It is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just always, the more vocal things well, it's not even vocal. It's just like, it's the things that stick in your brain. But no, like our Patreon numbers are up, like people are coming in more. And so I think it'll be fun. I know it's fun.
Patreon is the deal of a lifetime right now because Sean and I are just recording like 17 episodes a week for some reason.
Alarming.
And we have some fun sticker ideas for the next month or the month after that.
Yes. No, the next month. I think I'm going to try and get those done soon. So that'll be, I really like that one. But anyway, we have Final Destination one day. You get one day.
One day.
And it is we're going to talk about we both rewatched the Final Destination movies, and then we saw Final Destination Bloodlines as ending movie theater May. We saw Bloodlines in theaters. I saw your ranking of the Final Destination. You posted this on Instagram. I don't love it. I don't love the ranking, but we're going to have to break it.
The ranking? I'm not even kidding. Obviously, the Final Destination doesn't even count. That movie is not even a thing. That's always going to be last. But I had a really fucking hard time ranking them because I think I enjoy all of them about the same, other than the first one being my number one always. But all of the sequels, I think I kind of enjoy them the same amount.
I will tell you that they are about the same amount because it's not pretty. It's really not pretty what's going on in this universe. It's not great. What am I trying to say? All right. Fuck. I don't know whether we should rank them or talk about them first. Okay, so let's talk about Final Destination.
The original?
The original from 2000, the year 2000. It's pre 9/11, which makes the events of the movie a little wacky.
Yes.
To be showing this. But luckily they squeezed in that airline kill in the first before 9/11, because otherwise we wouldn't have gotten it. We wouldn't have done it. So directed by James Wong.
I keep meaning to make an Instagram story about it. And it's funny because I don't know what else he's done, but you, me, and Joe have had this conversation before where I was like, do you think he's just fucking pissed all the time? Like, especially when James Wan like blew up. James Wong was probably like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, no, oh yeah, that is crazy. That is nuts.
Just like both in the horror realm. Dude, I feel so bad for Mr. Wong.
And I remember because you even recently you were like talking about him, and I was like, James Wan did this? I was like, no fucking way. Like, how did I miss that? No, he didn't. He didn't. It was our buddy, Mr. Wong.
He was our buddy, Mr. Wong.
Mr. Wong. Would love to talk to him. So the first one, $23 million budget, made 113 in the box office, just cleaned house on that one. Opening scene with the airplane crashing, exploding. The students survive, led by Mr. Devon Sawa.
Be still, my heart.
And Ali Larder as Clear Rivers, who gets more Easter eggs in this franchise than Devon Sawa's character. There's something there. We need to dig this up. What did Devon Sawa do to upset these people?
I read something. I think it was on Final Destination 2's IMDb trivia that I think it was like a money thing. But he like said, or maybe he was scheduled to do something else, but he was like, I've seen all of them. Like, I love all of them. I support all of them. But the thing is, like,
what?
We didn't see his death bring him back. His death was not shown on screen. Therefore, horror movie rules. He can come back whenever.
But he is dead.
Technically. When has that ever stopped a character from coming back in a horror movie?
That is true. That is true.
He faked his death to cheat death. Do it. Make it happen.
I'm trying to figure out cause of death. Sorry.
He got hit with a brick on the head.
No, I found this weird. Oh my God. Initial list, Final Destination. Oh, this is so weird. Wow. The internet is sometimes fucking insane. So there's a website. It's like a finaldestination.fandom.com. And you can see not only their deaths, but then you can see the death they escaped and also how they actually died.
Love it.
So that's interesting.
This is something you would have made when you were like 13 years old.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, correct. 100%.
Did you see? Because what were you?
Oh
you were like a teenager when the first one came out, right?
Yeah, I was just getting into high school.
Did you see it in theaters or no?
Yeah, I think so. It was not memorable though.
That's insane, but sure.
Here's the thing. I watched the first one, obviously. I don't love this movie. This movie kind of fucking sucks, if I'm being honest.
I'm sick to my fucking stomach right now.
I'm just going to be straight up. Don't love this fucking movie.
I'm sick to my fucking stomach right now. What are you saying to me?
Oh, it was tough. The whole concept around the first one. So they avoid this flight. They avoid the destruction, a group of students, and then we watch the students get picked off one by one. Everyone knows the Final Destination thing. Why wouldn't death just, half the time they're all in a car together. Why doesn't death just, blow up the fucking car?
Because that's not the way death works.
Death works in mysterious ways.
Ask Mr. Tony Todd why. He explains all of it throughout the franchise.
Oh, I know. It's great. Also in that first one, you had Sean William Scott, which...
Yeah.
was crazy because he's kind of in like a side role, but American Pie had already come out. So I wonder if he filmed this originally because he's...
Oh, well, they're both produced by Craig Perry. I wonder if it was just like, I'm working on this other thing.
Yeah, maybe. Because he's... Right after American Pie, he took off and did like a bunch of bigger shit. But like this, he was very much a side character in this.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one really sets the tone of like, you got Devon Sawa somehow mapping out the electrical, where it failed and who the lines of the electricity was supposed to hit. And ultimately, that's how death was going to kill him in the order. And then people switched seats and messed with the whole damn thing. Some decent kills, though, in it.
I'm just like irate right now.
What?
Final Destination. I'm not like passionate about Final Destination, and especially not the franchise as a whole. But the original one is one of those movies that, and you and I have talked about this. I did this rewatch, but I haven't sat down and watched any of the sequels in their entirety in a really long time.
Yeah.
The first one, though, I throw it on in the background sometimes. When it's on like Fear Fest, I sit down and watch it. I fucking love the first one. It's timeless.
I disagree. I did not enjoy it like at all.
That's crazy to me.
It was not fun to me. I'm trying to just find a list of how these people die. Okay, here we go. I got
But
it.
you love a fucking gimmick.
I do love a gimmick. It's just that it's not good in this movie. It's not fucking good in this movie.
Gonna freak out.
So they all survive, and then we watch them get picked off one by one. Todd gets strangled to death by a clothesline wrapped around his neck in the bathroom. Now, the first one, I will give it had a little bit more of like a supernatural death. Like we watched the water like following him through the bathroom, and like anytime he avoids it, the water's like, ooh, gotta scoot over here, make sure he slips on me. That kind of goes away. But that's Devon Sawa's best friend. He dies that way. Devon Sawa is also in this one really they had an element in the first one that I totally forgot, which was the police are after Devon Sawa.
Yeah, of course.
What do you mean, of course? People are getting hung.
Well, the police are after him because he's like, the fucking plane is gonna crash, and then the plane crashed.
That's true. Also, I love when the cops are like interviewing him, and the one guy's like, I'm starting to believe this kid.
Yeah, I know.
Like, hey,
but that's a thing. That's a thing in a couple of them where the police are like interrogating and shit, and all of them like try to explain it. I would be like, I just had a feeling. Like I just got really anxious. I had a feeling.
Which, by the way, wouldn't be shocking. Which wouldn't be shocking. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it would not be shocking for somebody to freak out on an airplane and be like, I just guessed it was going to crash. Yeah. After him, we see Terry Chaney get run over by a bus. We watch Valerie. Oh, that's the teacher who avoided the plane crash. She gets stabbed in the throat when her computer explodes. And also stabbed in the chest with a kitchen knife and almost lit on fire. The kitchen knife is great because Devon Sawa is being interviewed by the police and he's like, I have to go save people. Will you please let me go? And the police are like, whatever you say, buddy, and let him go. He immediately goes into this house, gets his fingerprints all over the knife. And Sean William Scott sees him and is like, hey, what the fuck just happened, as the house blows up, and he's running out being like, nothing happened. It was death. For sure this kid would be locked up. But after that, Billy, who is Sean William Scott, gets his head sliced open with a piece of metal that gets caught in a train wheel. That was a great scene. How come? I don't know if the second one does it, but I feel like it might. I literally just fucking watched it. How come this movie, every fucking sequel, Final Destination,
For some reason, they like tried to make it 3D even when it wasn't filmed in 3D.
Okay, so no. So
Oh.
no. 4 and 5 were filmed in 3D, and it
Okay.
shows. And it
Yes.
it broke the franchise trying to cater to these 3D cameras. It fucked
Yes.
the whole thing up.
But I
1,
feel
2,
like
and
even
3. Maybe 3 was.
I have so many thoughts. I can't bursting at the seams because I don't know what I want to tackle first. There's so many different things.
So 3 was supposed to be filmed in 3D but was abandoned.
Good.
Yeah, but they probably wrote in a lot of that stuff just in case. they did
It's
do it
so
in 3D.
insane. Like the 3D thing in general was just fucking insane. But like,
We'll get to that on those because I have a lot to say about that. And it
Okay.
literally killed the franchise going with the 3D
Yeah.
cameras. It was so fucking brutal. I could not believe that. And then also in Final Destination 1, the other funny part was the main bad kid, Carter. First of all, the way
Mr.
they
Kerr Smith, Mr. Kerr Smith, Dawson's Creek alum, Kerr Smith.
There you go. Dawson's Creek alum. He plays Carter. This guy is such a fucking psycho asshole the whole movie. It's hilarious. And then the whole time there was a plane crash that killed 280 people, including their friends. These people were saved by Devon Sawa, who like luckily got them off the plane. And regardless of this, everyone in the town is like, that little fucking asshole freak. Hey. What? Like, if anything, he'd be the hero.
That's like a thing in each of them too. Someone has a premonition, a couple people get off, and there's like 1 or 2 people that are like, that fucking asshole. It's like,
It is the same plot every movie. It's fucking
you
nuts.
would be like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And everyone's just like, I don't give a fuck, you little freak. Like,
And that's actually the crazy part about that movie. Well, the main plot of it is, okay, yeah, so like the police would be like, hey, this plane blew up. Why'd you scream that? They would also, but also he was screaming it to everyone. He was like, everyone get off the fucking plane. It wasn't like he was like, everyone stay here. I'm just going to walk out calmly while you all explode. No, he fucking was trying to get people out of the plane and out of harm's way. So ultimately, what a terrible plan if he were to bomb a plane. Also, the flight crew who was like, hey, get this boy out of here who's saying the plane's going to explode. We're going to Paris, baby. We got a flight schedule. Let's keep this thing moving.
Well,
They'd be like, hey, we're not flying.
but, well, yeah, 100% they would. But also, this was pre 9/11.
It is.
Which
yeah.
I think does play a role in it.
It does.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because even
sure.
now, it's been fucking what, like 24 years? If someone makes one innocuous comment before a plane takes off, everyone's getting the fuck off that plane. Like, everyone's getting off that plane.
You can't do that. I heard a story once. I forget who it was. It was some actor. But he was like, when he was a teenager, it was after 9/11, he made like a bomb in his backpack joke. He was like a young teenager. And the guy pulled him aside and was like, hey, don't be a fucking asshole. Like, I should honestly arrest you right now. Like, why the fuck would you even say that? And he was like, he said he had just gotten so nervous and was like trying to make a joke. And then that came out and they were like, hey, I should fucking kill you right now. Making my life fucking miserable. But Carter, the end ends with clear waters, whatever the fuck her name is, clear waters, Devon Sawa and this guy Carter, they survive and they go to Paris at the end. Everything's good. They've foiled Death's grand plan, which, by the way, that's the other thing that drives me nuts about the franchise is how can you skirt? How can you, like, the whole thing is like Death is going to come for you. It loops and like, but like somehow these end with them being like, boy, thank God we avoided death. And you're like, hey.
I texted this to you. I think I have so much fun with this franchise because this would happen to me. And so I'm like, I get it. You know, I'm like, I get it.
Well, you have OCD. That's the problem. This wouldn't happen to you. You just have OCD.
No, but okay, I don't think I'm psychic. That's not a real thing. I don't think I'm psychic. However, I have had several dreams that then become like things that happen. And there's explanations for all of that. However, it's real easy for me to slip into the mindset of this and of this actually happening and of there being a way to like cheat death. Like I am the target audience for this because I'm like, yeah, this could happen.
Well, and that's an interesting part too, because I'm sure somewhere in folklore or wherever, or whatever you want to call it, I'm sure somewhere this concept exists outside of Final Destination.
Oh, yeah.
That said, after Final Destination came out, I feel like everyone, anybody that survived like a harrowing ordeal, I feel like everyone was sort of like, well, you're not going to make it.
Well, yeah, and I want to touch on that. Final Destination. Oh, dude, I'm trying to think in like fast on right now. Might have like the most like influence of any horror franchise. Everyone is scared of the shit that's happened in these movies. Dude, if you went in a car with your grandma and she saw a logging truck, she would be like, "Oh, like you should switch lanes," you know? It's like the lasting impact of these kills is like crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure. It is. But now here's the thing: were they just preying on the shit that we already were like thinking about? Like, you know, how you see memes and you're like, how is this like a group thought? Like, I always thought this was like just something in my head, and then you see a meme about it and you're like, get the fuck out of here. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. It wasn't just me. I wonder if it was like a similar thing that they were able to prey on.
I'm sure it's a mix of them. It's a mix of them. I mean, a plane exploding, a roller coaster going awry for sure. But it's like, I think it just solidified in people's heads. Like, yeah, this is fucking scary.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
but people, I mean, and especially more often than not, people are like, get away. Have you seen Final Destination 3? You know what I mean? Or Final Destination 2? Like, these are culturally important films.
They are culturally, we could say that for sure. Oh man. Culturally important films.
I want to check really fast. I had posted a poll today just out of curiosity about which franchise.
I saw that. I wanted to actually bring that up. Yeah.
Right now, Final Destination is sitting at 51 votes and Saw is sitting at 43 votes.
I would choose Saw.
That's insane.
Is it though?
Saw fucking sucks, but that's not what this episode is about. Don't get me going.
I have some articles too to talk about. I don't want to forget. I have them on my phone. Anyway, so they go to Paris, the last three survivors, and it ends with, of course, them somehow being like, wait a second, that means you're gonna die. And then the fucking sign swings down and kills Carter to end the first movie, leaving us to believe that Clear Waters, and that name is so fucking stupid. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. Clear Waters and Devon Sawa.
Rivers.
Is it Rivers or Waters?
I think it's Rivers. I think. This hair is driving me insane. It's like
Clear Rivers. Yeah, Clear Rivers. Also, somebody always has a thing in we're also every movie also has a character that's got this like insane backstory that's like, so you're saying that death came from my daddy who was mugged getting cigarettes and shot? It's like, well, yeah, I think that is what we're saying. My innocent father who went to Clear River's father's backstory was also a little weird. Like, it was truly like, my dad left the family to go get cigarettes, probably never to return, and was shot. And you think that's death's grand plan? Like, maybe.
Her performance didn't stick out to me as bad in the first one. In the second one, I was like, holy shit.
See, I think it's bad. I think almost almost all the performances were so bad in the first one. It was brutal. Sean William Scott's the star of that first one. He's the best.
You're
He's so
pissing
lovable.
me off in such a big way. It's fucking
he's
crazy.
So lovable and sweet in that. It's the only
you
character.
You were just saying that because of Sean allegiance.
I do have a Sean allegiance. I do. And yeah, like hardcore.
I'm pissed right now.
Yeah, I'm pissed now.
You didn't even mention, which is an important component for Bloodlines, Mr. Bloodworth.
That's true. Tony Todd, who appears in this as a mortician autopsy guy for the state. Mr. Bloodworth, who shows up, and I'll be honest, nothing about what he says has stood out to me in any single movie except the last one. He just kind of shows up and is like, better be careful when you're messing with death.
This is what Tony Todd did, though. I feel like every third random horror movie I watch, Tony Todd just pops up in some like weird role for like 5 seconds.
It's true.
I love him so much.
Everyone just wanted a piece of the fucking Candyman, baby.
Well, this makes me laugh every time I see Tony in something because he was on Adam Green's show, and Adam Green always tells this story and asks other filmmakers if they had the same experience when working with Tony Todd. So he's on one episode of Holliston, but I guess he was in all the Hatchet movie too. Anyway, he's like, Tony will try to run his lines like for 50 shots, and he will try it with a different inflection, and he will make you roll the camera every single time. And it is like an insane fucking process, and it takes hours, and like you just have to let him do it or else he won't do it. And I think about that all the time. The fact that he would run lines.
Hey. Great story. Only Adam Green would allow that to happen. That's not up to fucking Tony Todd. There's no who made Final Destination? Was it Paramount? What? Oh, New Line. New Line isn't like, please feel free to use up as many rolls of film as possible for Mr. Todd. He demanded he take this take 60 times. Please, let's make sure. No, that was only Adam Green who was like, yes, sir.
Bloodworth and Reverend Zombie, very similar characters.
Same guy.
Yeah.
Same fucking guy.
Just taking like a side gig in Louisiana for some reason.
But yeah, he'll come back in every single one of them. Is he in every single one?
I don't think he's in.
Yeah, he's not
in one of them.
3 or 4, I think.
He does the voiceover of the roller coaster though for 3.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Well, I didn't finish 4, which I was gonna say I never got back to it.
What are you doing to me?
I know. So I don't know if he's in it or not.
What are you doing to me? Oh my God.
I couldn't.
Wait, is 4 is the Final Destination, right?
Yes. Which is like, dude, calling it the Final Destination instead of Final Destination 4 and then making it that and slapping that "the" in front of it is so fucking crazy.
Yeah, so he's not in 4. He's a voice in 3. And he's not in 4, and he's in 5.
Tony Todd, this was your franchise, baby.
Which is crazy that 4 was like, no, thank you. And it's the shittiest fucking movie of all time. We got bigger things to do than make sure to include Mr. Todd in this one. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 2 picks up after 1, obviously. And Clear Rivers is in a insane asylum by choice to protect herself.
Hey, that's not a fucking thing.
Yeah, of course it's not. Also, death can get you there. Like,
dude,
people are slipping on forks and like dying. Like, the building would just crumble.
Dude, and I think the same thing with Bloodlines, where it's like,
yeah,
you can die a billion ways in an empty room.
Yes.
Like,
but I do like I really like Bloodlines, and we'll get to that. So Final Destination 2. Let's move to Final Destination 2. Between Final Destination and Final Destination 2. Oh, so this site is great. Listsofdeaths.fandom.com. Between Final Destination and Final Destination 2, we learned that Alex Browning, who is Devon Sawa, was killed by a falling brick to the head. And we see that in the news clippings at the beginning of 2. 2 starts off with the log truck, which kills 15 people on Route 23. Wow. That's fun. 2, what do we think about 2?
I had a lot of fun watching it.
I liked watching 2. 2 was an enjoyable movie, but again, probably right up there with 1 for me. Just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like I loved it more than 1 or anything, and I'll probably go easier on 2 when I'm talking about it, and I don't know why that is, but it's not good. But
for me, at
it's
least,
good.
Well, 1 will always be my number 1, and I fucking love Devon Sawa, but I think for 2, they're not really like love interests, but the main man and woman in it are just more likable than like Devon and Clear. And I think that adds to it.
Yeah, it for sure does. Wait, I feel like I took notes on these movies, but I like cannot find anything, which is, because I swear I wrote something about one of these deaths. I guess not. That's fucking weird. Anyway. So 2, and then 2 is weird because they do the whole like she has the premonition of the log truck thing happens. She of course escapes with a group of people, and almost immediately somebody's like, this is just like Flight 180. And this happened with Flight 180, and now it's happening to us. And it's like, that's fucking weird. Also, 2 also kicks off with the news on television, news anchors being like, well, remember Flight 180 and when everyone died because death is chasing them and it kills you in order? Wow, that was wild. People are just acknowledging that this is the way life works now in this universe, which is so alarming. But anyway,
the evidence is damning.
The evidence is damning. This one kicks off with a fire escape to the eyeball to this guy that won the lottery. He won. That was a weird choice, and he's checking his voicemails, and all the girls are like, "Oh, remember me?"
That's my life.
Just calling people
winning the lottery
money.
and then like escaping death and then just dying anyway. Well, also that part.
I thought it was more just calling random men who have money and being like, "Hey, it's Lexi. Remember me? I need something." You also get the carpenters who one of them gets crushed by a glass panel, and Nora Carpenter decapitated after getting her head stuck between the doors of an elevator.
I think the greatest detriment to Final Destination as a franchise, the CG is so fucking insane in every single movie other than the first one.
How does it get worse and worse and worse?
It's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
Wait, who?
And it's like, hey, if you can't make someone getting like splattered by a window pane look good, make it a different death.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. And I love that idiot kid is like, pigeons. It's like, you're like 17 years old.
Pigeons. And then that gang is like, hey, we got to go talk to this lady, Clear Rivers, who's the only one to survive. They go and take her out of the mental hospital, I guess, which is whatever. I don't understand.
God, she's so fucking bad in this movie. Ali Larder is so dog shit in this movie. It's crazy.
Ali Larter has had such a crazy transformation. It's nuts because she's in this
What is she
movie.
in now?
She's in this show called Landman, which is fucking awesome. I love that show. It was wild to see her in this looking so different in it. But yeah. So after that, wait, so how does the guy with the pane of glass die? How does he fall? How does a pane of glass fall on him? Do you remember that?
The idiot kid, the 17-year-old or whatever.
Is that what it is?
Well, because remember, he's at the dentist and they're like redoing the fucking window panes and shit.
That's right. See, you know what's confusing about it is when you watch them and you forget, they have so many fake out deaths.
Yeah.
That you forget what the real death was. Yes. Okay. So the
like
kid
the
at the
fish
dentist,
falling in his mouth.
the fish falls in his mouth. The oxygen tank goes out. There's 18 things that happen to this kid. I was like, I totally forgot. Okay. Yeah. So he goes and chases pigeons and a fucking pane of glass falls. Awesome death, by the way. Amazing fucking death there. They also run into Tony Todd, who says, the same thing that he's said to everyone in every movie, which is watch out because death's coming for you. Oh boy. Then you got two people that die from, let's see, what's the list here? Oh, the elevator, like I mentioned, which another fake out, which because her hair gets stuck on like a hook. This guy that's carrying a bunch of hook hands, and then her head somehow falls into the elevator, and she gets smashed, baby. She gets smashed. I'm watching a clip of it now. Full ass decapitated. Oh, you also get, I should say, another trope in this is always the nihilist. The person who's like, so why don't I just kill myself? Because death is stupid. And they're like,
yeah.
Well, which 4 throws a wrench in that? Is it 4 or 5? Which one's the race car one? 5?
4.
Is that? Oh yeah, 4. The guy tries to kill himself, and not only can you, death won't let you kill yourself in 4. Death is like, oh no.
It's the same in the second one. Remember?
Is it?
Because that guy takes the cop's gun and shoots it, but it won't go. And then the cop opens the gun and there's 6 bullets in it.
Oh my God. See, I didn't even put together that it was 4 really stood out to me on that one. That's fucking crazy. That's so silly. That's fucking ridiculous. After Nora, you got Kate Jennings, who gets impaled by the head with a sharpened pipe when her airbag goes off, which I did love in that scene because the car crashes and you're like, oh, she survived. Her airbag didn't go off, but there's like the pipe almost hits her and you're like, oh, she survived. And then a fireman trying to get her out hits the car with the fucking axe. The airbag goes off and fucking impales her head with the pipe. Two is pretty fucking good, honestly, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, 2's fun. And the ensemble cast is like fun. Like I like. Yeah, because like 3, 4 from what I saw, and 5 kind of, they put less effort into the ensemble cast following 2.
It shows.
And I think it's so important to know all of the characters.
Well, when we get to Bloodlines, I want to make sure we talk about that because you talked about last week how you love a group survival movie. I would say that Bloodlines is the only one that felt that way. And they all should have fucking felt that way. But it's the first movie where all of them are like pretty together on it. And they're like, let's do this together. The other ones were very divided and up until the very end. And you also get a guy who gets split apart by barbed wire. 2 other people get blown up with oxygen tanks, and the final kill, Brian getting blown up by a gas grill with his body parts flying all over the picture.
What was the fucking point of that?
Great question. Nothing. They just
I know. When I was watching it, I was like, how did these people even end up at this picnic? Like, how did they all end up together?
Well, it sort of
I don't-
became a thing with, I think, which I didn't again, I didn't really put this together until Bloodline, where I was like, oh yeah, I guess they do always end it with another death. You know, they always are like, somebody dies and then it's like, "Meow," and plays some fucking shitty song from that period, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. So that's that. Is there? Yeah, Kimberly survives too.
So does the cop.
Yes. Now we learn. This is debatable, so I don't know how we learn this. Between Final Destination 2 and 3, Kimberly and Sheriff Burke are killed in a wood chipper accident.
I don't think that's ever established. But that's
it
another
says
one. Sheriff
debatable
Burke.
in parentheses.
Sheriff Burke. That's what I was telling you about, like the Halloween connection.
Oh, yes.
And then the Carpenters. Yeah.
And Corman, Roger Corman. Very,
yeah. In one of them, there's someone named something Friedkin, and he's the only character that has a last name.
Hey, there was only one guy with that last name. So, yeah, definitely an homage there. Final Destination 3, which is Say Cheese and Die. Because there's a camera involved for whatever reason. The old yearbook camera. What'd you think of 3?
For other than 1, 3 is the one I'm most familiar with. When did it come out? 2006?
Final Destination 3 was 2006. Yep.
I feel like this one played on FX all of the fucking time on cable when I was growing up.
That track.
Like, this one was just on cable all of the fucking time. So I feel like this is the one I know the best, other than the first one. And I have fun. Like, I like this one. I love, what's the lead's name? Mary Elizabeth.
Yeah, what's her name? Because she's Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah, I love her. That's my girl pop. I love her.
She's good. She's good. But again, dog shit on cast outside of her.
Yeah. This one is so of its time, though. It's like crazy. It's like a time capsule.
Well, I was talking to a listener about this because I had posted a picture of Frankie Cheeks, who wears a frontward-facing Kangol hat and dresses like a 1970s pimp, and he's in high school. And all he does is talk about how much ass he gets. And you're like, hey, this guy couldn't pull anything. I would say 3, though, started leaning a little bit more into some of the fun deaths. You got the tanning bed deaths killing the 2 girls.
An iconic death. That's one that gets talked about a lot.
That one gets talked about a lot. What doesn't get talked about a lot is how these high school girls have the biggest, fakest breasts you've ever seen in your entire life. Probably caused insane body dysmorphia to millions of girls across the world.
This is what fucking every movie from 2006. This is how all of the women looked in them.
Oh, that was my point. Sorry, I posted a picture of Frankie Cheeks and I started talking to listener Jess from the UK. Shout out Jess. And because she was like, that guy is fucking out of control. And we talked about the tanning bed thing. And I was like, man, I thought we were better than that in 2006. I thought that was a 2000 to 2004 thing. It's not. Not at all. 2006 was crazy, and Final Destination is the evidence. Taking upskirt photos of girls and being like, put that in the yearbook. That'll sell some yearbooks. And everyone's just like, what a laugh, you little pervert. But like, not like being like, hey, that's assault, brother. Like, what the fuck is happening in this movie? It's fucking crazy. Frankie Cheeks gets his head smashed in with a truck engine, which is fucking incredible.
Insane,
I fucking love that. A guy gets his head crushed between weights. A girl gets fucking shot up with a nail gun, which is awesome. Another character, he's impaled by a flagpole. A flying flagpole.
This one's fun because all of the photographs show what their deaths might be. And I like that angle.
Was a nice turn, but they also had the premonition. So it would have been better, in my opinion, if you just went one way or the other. Went, hey, enough with the ESP shit. Not everyone can get a premonition. Let's move this towards every movie. They'll have a different way of predicting what might happen. And in this one, it's going to be the camera. I would have been cool with that. I would have been cool with that. But she has a fucking premonition and then is also taking photos that show what they're going to do. But it is cool because they're trying to decipher the photos and be like one guy's at a firework thing. And she's like, I'm looking at your picture. I don't see anything. And he's like, but does it look like I'm looking at fireworks? And she's like, oh my God. Which ends up not being fireworks. It's the flagpole that fucking launches and shoots into him.
Well, I think it's critical to note that these movies are not meant to be watched back to back to back. And I think at the time of their release, seeing it every few years probably made it like so fucking fun. Watching the same movie back to back with just a different cast 6 times is an insane thing to do.
I agree with that. But this one really went downhill, and it is our first one that shows our lead dying at the end, with her being run over by the subway train.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it was fine. It was cool. You know, you might as well write them off because you know you're not going to get them back. So you're not going to want to pay them, and you're just going to kill them anyway. You might as well do it on fucking screen. So, like, fuck it. What are we wasting our time here for? We then go to the final destination, which is part 4. The worst in the franchise, bar none. Period. End of story.
I have never seen this movie in its entirety. I've caught bits and pieces. I really tried with all my might to watch this bad boy from start to finish a few days ago. I fucking couldn't do it. It's like I would get 15 minutes in and it felt like I had watched an hour, and it would be 15 minutes. And I was like, I got to take a fucking break.
Yeah, it's brutal. It starts with a race car death scene, which is like sci-fi original level CGI. I could not handle it. Dude, the build, if you don't have the funds to fucking do a stadium collapsing, just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're going to need CGI and it's going to look like fucking dog shit, don't bother. Do something else. But I don't care what.
God damn, I never thought about this until this moment. Choreographing these scenes must have been such a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Yes.
That's crazy. Thinking about the set pieces for all of these like premonitions.
Yeah. Yeah. And 4 is, again, as we mentioned, is the first one shot in 3D. So it's so over fucking done. It's crazy. And Joe and I have always joked about Friday the 13th part 3 because it was the 3D one. But even that one, they only did it for like the first 5 minutes of the movie when they're just like shaking stuff at the camera. Like literally, my camera just fucking, they're just like, whoa, like anything that's long, they're just pointing at the screen. And then they were like, nah, let's stop doing that. And the movie just continued like normal. Which, by the way, if you went and saw it in 3D, you were probably so fucking mad because you were like, we could just stop this now. Like, can you just play the movie in regular?
I fucking hate 3D.
Oh, it's awful. It's the fucking worst. It's the fucking
I don't know why. I get it as like a phenomenon when it first started and how it would be fun, like a fun little whatever. But especially now, they like remaster all these movies to make them 3D and shit. And it's fucking insane.
For
and I've gotten
release?
conned into seeing, huh?
For home release or theater release?
Theater releases.
They remastered movies in 3D?
I've gotten conned twice into seeing a movie at the theater that ended up being 3D and I didn't know it.
What was it?
One was Jaws.
Ooh.
The second one is really gonna get you.
Okay.
The second one was Titanic.
Brother, if I go look at what's the actress's name? Elizabeth Winstead?
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. If I could see Kate Winslet's fucking boobies in 3D, count me in. I'm in line, baby. I wish I knew.
What was even crazier about that, and this is just when I saw it in 3D, well, I went to buy a ticket. I was so excited to see Titanic on the big screen, and they handed me 3D glasses, and I was like, "What the fuck are these for?" And she was like, "It's in 3D." And I was like, "Dude, there's no fucking way." But I went for it. And I wear glasses. I can't fucking see. So when I have to wear 3D glasses, I have to put them on top of my glasses.
It's not a good look. You know what I loved was they built in a 3D movie theater into Final Destination 5. And they have like, they're wearing like fucking like Ray-Ban aviators. And I was like, bitch, give them the real ugly ass glasses. Give them those big giant fucking disgusting things. This ain't
Dude,
realistic.
it's fucking insane. But yeah, Titanic in 3D. Wild one to make 3D. Literally no reason for that to be 3D. And when I saw it, the screen broke halfway through. I feel like I sent you a picture of it. This was like a few years ago. But the screen broke halfway through, and half of the screen was colored normally, and the other half of the screen, it still showed the movie, but the movie was in pink only.
I think you did send me that. What a fucking nightmare.
But everyone I was in the theater with, we all just finished it.
No, well, you already invested. You already put the glasses on. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, the Final Destination. So they have this stadium. Its tires are flying at the screen. There's all sorts of shit like going at the screen. It's fucking awful. It's agonizing. It's so dumb. They randomly write in a fucking neo-Nazi.
Yes.
For no reason.
No reason.
And the payoff fucking sucks. It's not like you get this awesome kill the Nazi moment. He dies a very mundane death. And you're like,
well, he gets set on fire and like dragged around.
But it's like not enough. He's a fucking Nazi who went to go kill a black man who was the security guard at the event.
Who saved his life, quite frankly.
Saved his life. And he's going to go kill him. And all he gets is dragged by a garbage truck and lit on fire. Stop it. Stop it.
Very, very important to know. 1 and 3 are James Wong. 2 and 4 are the same guy. I forget what his name is. David. Look it up. But 1 and 3 are directed by the same person. Yeah, 2 and 4 are both directed by David Ellis.
Yeah.
So they went ping pong.
They were ping ponging that shit,
franchise.
baby. Do you think James Wong was like, "Now I got to clean up your fucking mess with this one," or like? I mean, no,
well, no. Whoever did the 5th one was probably like that, because 2 is solid. Like David Ellis took the 2nd one and made a decent movie, and then when they invited him back for the 4th, this is what he gave. This is what he brought to the table.
So here's an amazing weird fact that ties into all of this. The guy that directs 5 was the 2nd unit director for James Cameron on Titanic and Avatar.
Oh my God. There's no such thing as a coincidence.
That's fucking crazy. That's so funny.
Yeah, because he also do... He directed... I was looking at his IMDb the other day, and I feel like he directed something else that was... Or he... Maybe I'm thinking of the writer.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of the writer, because this guy didn't really do a whole lot of... So yeah, you got this, it's fucking brutal. And again, of course, a premonition and this group of people, you don't care about a single fucking one of them. None of it. Most
unlikable.
Most unlikable group of people. A rock shot through an eye socket by a lawnmower, blasted into a metal fence that slices him into chunks.
This is what's interesting. Okay, so Final Destination 2 and 4 are this jabroni. It also is the same writer for 2 and 4. But what's crazy is the writer of Final Destination 2 and 4. Do you know what else he wrote? Conceptually similar, kind of.
What?
The Butterfly Effect.
Oh, interesting. People like that movie.
So I have an original theatrical poster of it in my room. I love the Butterfly Effect. However, writing the Butterfly Effect and then Final Destination 2 and 4, this guy's special interest is like written all over his face.
100%. I mean, think about the final scene of the Butterfly Effect. That is the most Final Destination shit of all time.
Dude, that's so true.
A CGI baby strangling himself with an umbilical cord.
Dude, what's the other ending for Butterfly Effect? Because that's the alternative ending. What's the main one? Because, dude, Butterfly Effect has been in, I don't know if it is currently, but is
4
always in my
different
letterbox.
endings.
It's always in my letterbox top 4. I have a weird connection to the Butterfly Effect. Like, it's just one of my favorite movies.
Here's the 4 endings. Theatrical. Evan and Kaylee see each other on the street. They both look back at each other, but keep walking separate ways.
Yes.
The Dark Knight ending, if you will.
That's the one that I think everyone's familiar with.
Michael Caine just nodding at Batman in Paris, being like, whoa. Ending number 2, the happy ending. Evan and Kaylee see each other on the street. They start talking. Evan introduces himself to Kaylee, and when Kaylee wants to tell him her name, he already knows it. Oh,
I don't think I've seen that one.
The open ending. Evan and Kaylee see each other on the street. Kaylee goes her way, and Evan decides to follow her. They disappear behind a building. Well, that's a little...
Okay.
Okay. That's an open ending, all right, brother. Slinking away to a glory hole.
And a dumpster.
The fuck? Dumpster fuck? All right.
But I think, because I talk about Butterfly Effect a lot. And most people, there's a decent amount of people that when I bring up the umbilical cord death, they're like, what are you talking about?
It must be a deep cut. I don't know. Which is ending number 4, the director's cut. Evan time travels to the day of his birth and takes his life inside his mother's womb. In this version of the movie, earlier in the film, it was mentioned that before Evan was born, his mother had 2 stillborns.
Yes. But what's so funny,
I love that they had to be like, well, they won't believe it unless she's already had 2 traumatic events happen to her. So let's make sure we let everyone know this happens all the time to this lady. What the fuck?
Well, it's because all of her kids go back and do it. That's what it's alluding to.
Oh,
yeah.
That is ruining their mother's life. That's fucking crazy. Could you imagine being a test audience for that and being like, hey,
well, right, and that's what happened. That's what happened.
Don't think I really want to watch that.
But what's so fucking funny, bringing it back, is that on My Dog's Lives, when I was watching Final Destination, before I realized that the writer was the same, I was thinking about the Butterfly Effect and like the similar themes of the 2. And they all came out around the same time. And then I went to the IMDb and it was written by the same guy. And I was like, that's fucking crazy. Like, step outside your comfort zone, brother. Do something different.
Yeah, I would say that would probably be recommended. You also get in the Final Destination, the pool rectum pulling scene, which this is where Final Destination shines, baby. Give us the urban legend, the like weird death that we've all kind of heard of. Because haven't you ever heard of that before?
Yeah, there's a book I have called it's written by Chuck Palahniuk. I always forget how to say his name.
Palahniuk?
But that's the guy who wrote Fight Club.
Yeah.
It's like it's a bunch of short stories. It's actually really good. I think it's called like Haunted. I don't know. But that's one of them. It's about a bunch of writers at a writer retreat writing about stories from their childhood, and one of the writers writes that story.
Yeah, Lexi just had she just evaded death, so Final Destination is coming for her. She found a tick on her and removed it, and now death will find another way.
stop. That's actually scary. I'm
Did I ever
icked
tell you the time
out.
I found like hundreds of little ticks on me?
No.
Yeah. Little ones, little baby ones. They were crawling all over me.
What were you doing?
There was a park and I was hiking and I came back and I was just covered in them. And I like wrote the town to be like, hey, you guys need to do something about this fucking park because I was covered in ticks. And they were like, we're going to put up a sign that says there's a lot of ticks here. And I was like, okay, cool. That sounds fucking great. Sounds fucking great.
Ugh. And I live in like the country, and the only other time I've seen a tick on me was like 2 years ago. There's only been one other time that I've seen a tick on me. And I haven't been outside in hours. So he's been like waiting.
So here's what I had to do, which is a funny kind of story. So I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time and we were hiking and we came back. We all had the ticks on us. It was crazy. And we got home and I was like, we have to like, they were so small. They were like babies.
Ugh.
Like small, like smaller than ants, like that size. I didn't even think they were ticks when I first saw them, but they fucking were. And then I was like, how do we even do this? Like I have so much hair on my legs and shit. I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, dude, we're gonna have to check like our fucking grundles and our fucking buttholes. Like,
Yeah.
and I was not interested in looking at another person's butthole. So I was, we had to, she was like, I have an idea, like use the mirror, like use the bedroom mirror and just like spread open, like look at your own butthole. That is the first and only time I've looked at my own butthole. Not fun, not a fun experience.
I will be doing that soon here.
Makes me wonder how made that video. Cut. You can't unsee that shit. You can't unsee your own butthole, man. It's not fucking flatter. You just look at it and you're like, nope, not it. That ain't it.
Dude, unfortunately, I've had a lot of issues, so I've had to see mine quite a bit.
Fucking wonderful. For all the people that think Lexi and I have some sort of romantic thing going, we don't. Thank God.
And now there's going to be a tick on my booty hole.
There's not. But, you know, death works in mysterious ways. Dude, imagine Bloodworth shows up and is like, check your buttholes for ticks. Death works in mysterious ways.
Dude, I was so scared. I just told Sean, my brother had a tick on his gooch last year or this year at some point. No, I'm terrified.
Yeah. Well,
Icky
anyway.
ticky.
The final destination, let's wrap this one up because it sucks. Anyway, guy gets his fucking shit ripped out of his butthole. A missed opportunity, in my opinion. It wasn't done very well. Although they did include flying little poop turds in the blood that shot at the camera for the 3D effect, which normally I'm a fan of. Not a fan. Not a fan, I'll be honest. Not for me. And then the end, which I'm so mad Lexi didn't see this. The end is the 3 survivors and they're sitting at a cafe and they're like, it's so great. We defeated death. And then one of them is just randomly like, but what if this is the way we were supposed to be here and then we died? And then an 18-wheeler flies into the cafe and the movie cuts into X-ray vision and you just see the outline of green human bones being hit by an 18-wheeler in slow motion. I don't understand why this happened. It is one of the worst endings I've ever seen in a movie. The least, and then this movie had so many like fake endings that you were like, oh, the movie ended already? And then it didn't. And then you're like, oh, so there's still going to be something after this. It's not. It just ends. Credits roll. The end. That's the final destination.
So my sister's been rewatching them as well. And she said she fell asleep at some point, like right after she started 4, and she woke up at the ending and she hadn't seen it before. And she called me and was like, yeah, I have to watch Final Destination 5. And she was like, I fell asleep during 4 and woke up during the ending. So I will not be going back to watch the movie.
I wouldn't have either. I wouldn't have either. If I saw that ending, I'd be like, not for me. That's not for me. Oh, man.
Now, I'm so excited to talk about 5 and kind of scared.
Okay, so 5 is 2011. New director. Final Destination 5. No subtitle. No random weird name. 5 is what is 5? 5. What's the kickoff to 5? The
bridge.
The bridge collapsing. The bridge collapsing with a bunch of no, not even students. It's like a work retreat. And David Kochner is in it. Is that his name? David? Yeah, David Kochner.
This cast is chock full with people who look like someone else.
Yes.
Like, I kept looking everybody up and being like, what do I know them from? And it's nothing. They just look like someone way more famous.
That is correct. Yeah, no, I didn't love 5. It was at least a better comeback, but again, like really leaning into that like sophomoric humor still, and I don't know, it just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. You got the premonition. I'm trying to think of anything that I really loved. It's like a lot of workplace accidents, like OSHA's involved a lot. And they bring back the cop idea. Like, so there's a cop investigating them because I don't really even know why.
Well, and this is the first one that involves murder, right? Where they're like, we can murder someone.
Is that in this one? Yes.
Yes.
Is that in this one? Yeah.
Yeah. That's like the main plot point at the end. That
you could murder somebody and you get their time back.
Like what? And I'll have everyone know on my list that I just posted on Instagram, this was my number 2.
That's crazy. That I do have an issue with that. 5 is not number 2, but that's okay.
I love it.
Here's what I will say I did like in 5. I liked the ending of 5 a lot, and bringing it back.
I was scared. I didn't know how you feel about it.
Bringing it back to the first one was the best part of this movie. At the end, we see the survivors be like, I'm so glad we're taking this trip. And then we see Devon Sawa freaking out on the airplane, and you're like, holy shit, get the fuck out of here. They're on flight 180.
I just got goosebumps.
It was fun. It was a fun thing to add to the end.
Dude, and it's so, oh my God, I literally have full body goosebumps right now, because throughout the entire run of the movie, this dude is like flirting with taking an apprenticeship in Paris, and it never once crosses your fucking mind.
No. You're so far removed from it. And yeah, and then it also kills the like last guy who's at a bar. the poor debris falls on him.
Oh, because he took the life of the other guy on accident. And they were like, yeah, he had a brain tumor that was about to burst any day.
That's right. Yeah.
It's so good. Dude, 5 is so good.
It's not so good. It's not so good. And then we get to Bloodlines. So
hold on. Pause. What I was saying to you before the show is I can't see, and I've been thinking a lot lately about getting LASIK, and then I rewatched 5, and now I don't want to get LASIK. I was like coming really close to like scheduling something, and now I'm like, yeah, I think I'll just wear glasses for the rest of my life.
So, yeah, I mean, that's silly. You should just get the LASIK. Wait, so I got JoeBlow.com ranked all the Final Destinations in order from best to worst. I'm going to read theirs first. Coming in at number 6, The Final Destination.
Of course.
Number 5 is Final Destination 3. Number 4 is Bloodlines. 3 is Final Destination 2. 2 is Final Destination 5, and 1 is Final Destination.
That's very similar to my list.
It is very similar. I will say, I haven't put them in order. I would say, divisive. I like Bloodlines the best out of all of them.
Do you?
All of them. I think.
Well, that makes sense because you don't love the franchise.
I don't, and I think it's the best one. So I'd go Bloodlines 1, 5, 2. 5 and 2 are interchangeable though.
I kind of agree.
5 and 2 are like you could swap them in and out, and then 3, and then obviously 4 is at the furthest end of this fucking spectrum you can imagine. It doesn't deserve to be released in any sort of way. Bloodlines, we both saw it in theaters. I thought we were going to make this a quick episode, and of course we're not. Bloodlines is, I thought awesome. I thought it brought the best of Final Destination, and I don't think there's a Final Destination you can make that doesn't have its fucking flaws, because the concept is so fucking ridiculous. But I loved it, and I loved the cast. The cast fucking rocked. I thought the cast was so fucking good and had chemistry, which I felt like lacked in a lot of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my 2 cents on Bloodlines. What'd you think of Bloodlines? You put it at number 3.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I thought when it first started at like the Suck-Hab, like 50s, whatever, I for real avoided everything about this movie. I didn't know anything about Bloodlines going into it. I hadn't seen any trailers. I didn't know who the cast was. I didn't know anything. And so when that started, I was legit like, am I in the wrong theater right now? Until like it started showing like the nuts and bolts and shit. And then I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. But no, I loved it. Hello.
I thought it was so super fun.
Hello.
I see it. She's showing off a poster. You remember, a lot of people listen to the audio of this. So just
Bloodlines poster to be specific.
Yeah. The time travel at the beginning, the flashback to the 50s was super fucking cool. The Space Needle idea was fucking great for your first premonition. But you're wondering the whole time, you're like, how is this going to bleed into it? I had an idea that Bloodlines was like, it traveled through your blood somehow, or your family. So I was like, oh, it's got to be something with that. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, when I saw the 50s, I was like, well, how do we get to present day? You know what I mean? Like, that was like,
yeah.
So, yeah. And that premonition was fucking great. It was fucking sick. I loved it.
Dude, killing fucking kids before the title card. Murking kids.
I fucking love it.
Like graphically.
Splattering kids. Not fucking killing them. Splattering them under a piano, a grand piano.
Let's go.
It fucking rocks. Also, that kid sucked, so they made it. They made it all right. But yeah, and it leads to this girl who's having past premonitions. She's like, I have these dreams of my grandma and this Space Needle, but the whole family's like, don't ever talk about Grandma Iris ever again. You can't do that. Anyway, she finds Grandma Iris, who's been held up in a fortress of solitude.
Laurie Strode compound.
It was a Laurie Strode compound, 100%. And to your point, you could die anywhere, so it makes no sense.
Dude, especially in this compound.
There's more shit that you could die from there forever.
Hanging plants everywhere.
But what I liked was that they at least explained that it was more than just like hiding. She had determined what happens. She was like, the wind blows, and she would like Like there's a scene where she like hits her magnifying glass and it starts burning a rope and she like swats it away and she's like, get the fuck out of here. And the granddaughter's like, who are you talking to? She's like, Death, you fucking idiot. Have you not been listening to what I've been telling you about? And by the way, that opening scene, she talks to Death way more often than she should. She just looks up and is like, oh, you sneaky bitch. You dirty dog. Like, okay. But she tells the daughter about this whole thing. She gives her a book and she's like, you have to read this book. It tells you everything that you need to know about how this Final Destination shit works. And the granddaughter's like, I don't believe you. And she's like, well, I'll show you right now. And then she just stands outside and is immediately fucking impaled.
I loved that.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Also, though, she fucked her whole family.
Right. Yeah. She did.
Like, good luck. Because that's what you realize towards the end is in that moment, you're like, oh, whoa, that's crazy. But then you realize at the end that you could stop the cycle by just protecting yourself. It won't continue on to the others. So if the well, yeah, because you learn that afterwards. But anyway, so we find out, which I loved in this, because 1 million people died in this. It was like, I think it was the most deaths in the opening scene. There was like 180 people or something. But turns out, though, she saved that many people.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas it's always been flipped in Final Destination. It's always like 5 people were saved, 200 died. In this one, like 200 people are saved when she gets the premonition and tries to save people. So Death has to go through and kill them all individually. But there's so many people that Death's got a backlog. And by the time it's getting to some of them, they've already had families. So now Death has to also kill the family members because they weren't supposed to be born. So Death
so good.
It's a waiting list for Death. And you're like, this fucking rocks. This is the best concept of all time. So her family has survived this long, really, because it's been going through this giant list. And now she's protected her family by not dying and protecting herself. I fucking love it. I think it's the greatest thing ever. I thought it was the greatest like way to reboot this franchise and like breathe some life into it. I thought it was awesome. So I'm trying to look through my notes here. So you have that happening. Iris dies. The mom returns. You get a lawnmower death that was pretty fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you guys know we're gonna spoil it, so it doesn't matter. But the lawnmower death is fucking great. The other great aspect of this I loved was she has the time. She's like, okay, this is the order in which they die, like the oldest to youngest. So they're like, this kid Eric's gonna die first. Eric somehow survives death. The younger sister dies, and they're like, she's like, how did this happen? Like, I fucked up. Like, I don't know how I missed this. And then the mom's like, reveals that she had an affair and had this son with another man.
Of course he is from a different father.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Also doing the Kieran Culkin like cosplay in this movie. He's trying to be Kieran Culkin so fucking bad. His mannerisms, the way he speaks, it's fucking crazy.
I love him though.
Oh, he's great. He's great. Again, like the characters in this are so much more fleshed out. You don't hate any of them. Even when they don't believe each other, unlike the other ones, when they didn't believe each other, they were like, fuck you, I hate your guts. And you're like, maybe that's not the route to take. In this one, they're like, hey, you do realize how insane this is, right? Like, that's not real. But they all come to pretty fucking quickly. And they're like, okay, you know what?
Well, yeah, they start dropping like fucking flies, baby.
They fucking do. They fucking do. The group dynamic is awesome. And they get this note in the grandma's book talking about somebody named JB. JB, who is JB? Our boy Tony Todd, buddy.
Mr. Bloodworth.
Mr. Bloodworth is JB.
Except, I am confused by the note said JB found a survivor, and then they don't establish who that survivor is, correct?
I'm trying to think. I think they might have, but I think that they had already died.
Oh, he's talking. No, I think he says Kimberly, she flatlined and then brought herself back.
That's correct. So they added another loophole. You're right. So he did find another survivor who died, but the doctors revived her, but she fully died. And he was like, that's the only way out, unless you kill somebody and take their years. So you have two ways to survive.
I'm going to tell you the truth. And this surprised me. I teared up when Tony Todd was like saying his last line. I did. I teared up in the theater. 100%.
Insane.
And because of what his last line was, it was just like, it was sad.
It was sad.
But it wasn't like a grieving tear up. It was just like an I love Tony Todd tear up. I don't know. It just like made me sad. He didn't look good, and then his final line is about like appreciate the life you got. It's not going to last forever or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It made me sad.
Very un-Bloodsworth like for a guy who just creeped around morgues being like, you're gonna die soon.
But I loved the retcon of Bloodworth being a survivor.
Correct. That was the fucking, again, the most fleshed out final destination, which is Bloodworth, and why he's been in all these movies is he was a survivor, the last person to die in the tower falling. So this family is all that stands in the way of Bloodworth dying, is this family. And basically the grandmother Iris had basically kept him alive this whole time as well. He got to live out his full life thanks to Iris, who had kept herself alive for so many years. So
it's crazy. I mean, obviously, I don't know what Tony Todd actually died of. I don't know what he was sick with. But when he came on screen, I hadn't seen him in anything in a really long time, and I hadn't seen any photos of him from this. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, no, I think he was very sick. I think
he like didn't even sound like himself. Tony Todd has the most distinguished voice of all time. And like, I couldn't have placed his voice.
Yeah, he had stomach cancer, which is like the fucking worst because you like can't eat and shit. It's fucking awful.
I'm so glad he was in this one though. Like I really am.
I am too. The ending, which we'll talk about, is a little fucking weird. But yeah, no, I thought that was great. I cried when Harold Ramis shows up in Ghostbusters Afterlife.
This was my Harold Ramis.
This was your Harold Ramis. It was fucking Tony Todd.
Yes.
Dude, the CGI Harold Ramis, I fucking cried. I cried so hard in the movie theater when he showed up. I could not fucking believe it. Directed by his son. Come on.
Well, stop. We're not talking about Harold Ramis. He had his 15 minutes in Salem. We're talking about Tony Todd.
In Salem? Oh.
We talked about this.
Oh, we did. Yeah, I forgot.
You were drunk.
Yeah.
You were drunk. But no, I obviously knew he was in this. I knew when they went to the morgue that it was going to be Tony Todd. But like seeing him, I was
yeah, it was
sad.
It was a bummer.
It'll be interesting if they are trying to bring back Final Destination or if this is a one-off. I'm sure they'll just say like he died after the kids died.
Well, they essentially do in this movie, which is in the end credits. They essentially say it because I did think it was pretty disrespectful. Whatever. You know, one of the best parts of this movie is they're trying to figure out whether they can kill one of them and bring them back to life, or if they should murder somebody to gain some years. And they're in a hospital and they are walking by the fucking maternity wing, the newborn wing. And they're like, well, how do you like kill somebody and know how many years they have left? And they both turn and look at the newborn babies. And they're both like, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. And I think one of them is like, well, and he's like, nope, that's not an option. Not a fucking option.
Yeah, the comedy in this movie was good. Like,
It
I
was
liked it
really
a
good. It
lot.
was
Yeah.
really well done. Yeah, and there's some other great parts in this. I won't go super into detail. The ending of this movie fucking rocked, baby. I loved the end of this. I thought it was fucking awesome. And I'm just going to say it right now. The family that survives, again, I don't know why these people think they can beat death. Oh, no, this one wrote it in perfectly. Wait, this one wrote it in perfectly. Sorry, I fucking forgot about this. The daughter drowns and is revived. And in that moment, I was like, she probably didn't die. She drowned. But then they led with that. And you were like, oh, okay. So that's the end of it. Like she did it. She got revived. That makes sense. We talked about it. Like they talked about it. It works. Cool. Love this ending. That's a good way of cheating death and getting out of this whole thing. And then they're at like prom or something. She's watching her brother go to prom. And this doctor's like, oh yeah, you definitely didn't die. Like if he resuscitated you, like you didn't flatline, like you were just unconscious. And then as that happens, a fucking train derails and flies into this neighborhood. This makes no sense whatsoever, and I'm fine with it. And it's also the biggest train you've ever seen in your life.
Dude.
It's like the size of a fucking 3 houses combined. The train derails, flies in, plows everyone. The brother and sister are running, and you're like, oh, are they going to survive? Nope. The sister gets fucking splat. She gets fucking hammered. The brother gets fucking run over, and you're like, I just witnessed a fucking masterpiece here. This is what Final Destination should be. I was all in on Bloodlines.
I agree. This movie, Bloodlines, it was funny. It looked great. And it was smart. Yeah. Like it all comes back around full circle. Like everything comes full circle in this movie when you're least expecting it.
Yep. They tie up any loose end that you have. And you're like, done. Perfect. That's great. And then at the end, the disrespectful part was credits roll. And then they start going through the timeline. We watch this Penny, which is a part of the story, rolling down the timeline that the grandma had made, showing all the deaths of all the people from the skyline and whatever. And then it gets to the family and you see news clippings of like the brother and sister getting killed by the train. And then it rolls off to the last one, which would have been Tony Todd, the final survivor. And as it rolls off, it fades and it says, in memory of Tony Todd. So like,
kind of fucking,
building his real death into the the story of Final Destination. I was like, I wonder if his family co-signed that. Like, a little weird, but also kind of fucking cool. I don't know where I stand on it. It's a little bizarre. Did you see a movie theater ceiling collapses during Bloodlines screening?
I never clicked on an article. I thought it was like a ruse. I thought it was just like a dumb thing that boomers were posting.
On May 19th, Fiamma Villaverde was with her 11-year-old daughter and a friend when the ceiling fell on top of her.
That's kind of baller. Like, that's so cool to be able to say. Did she die?
No one died.
Okay, then that's so cool to say.
The daughter, it didn't hit the daughter in the head because I was leaning slightly over the armrest.
Her daughter is cooked. Dude.
She said, at first I thought it was part of the movie because we were so involved, but then a huge piece fell on me.
That's so funny.
Oh, man. Also, they wouldn't. Villaverde, who sustained bruises after the ceiling fell on top of her, said she needed to get an x-ray. She noted that she was not initially planning on going to the movies that day, but decided to go to celebrate her birthday. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that daughter is fucking done for.
Yeah, you might want to.
Kill someone.
Yeah. Imagine a surgeon murders because people think that they're like Final Destination.
Yeah.
Final Destination Bloodlines officially becomes the franchise's highest grossing movie,
That's
hitting
crazy.
$186 million.
Well, this was another one that screenings were almost sold out for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. They were still packed when we saw it.
Yeah.
You know what's nuts? Final Destination makes 112 million. 2 makes 90 million. That's surprising to me.
Yeah. High or low for you?
Low.
Okay.
Because 1 was such a like cultural thing that like I would have thought 2 would have went nuts. 3 is 118. 4 is $186 million.
That's how much it fucking made?
Yeah, but like this isn't factoring in inflation, I don't think, which I think is a big factor there. 5 made 157 million. And 6 made 186.7, so just slightly over 4.
It's so interesting. Final Destination, I'm really trying to think right now, even more so than Saw. I feel like, I mean, Scream 3 and 4 came out in 2001 and 2012. But like when I think of horror in the aughts, I feel like Final Destination is like the standout franchise. Am I mistaken, do you think?
No, I think you're right. I think it's like Scream and this.
So
and
it's
Saw.
Yeah, Saw, but Saw, I mean, I fucking hate Saw, but the first 5 are so 2000s. And I don't know that Saw is as bad.
It's not. It's not even remotely close to as bad as this. And I think that hurts these movies a lot.
Well, I love it. But reviving it, because the last one came out 2011, so 14 years later, which is crazy. But
14 years is crazy.
Yeah. Well, because 5 came out and was good. Yeah, they just like hung it up. They really did just hang it up.
Yeah.
Was this written by the directors?
No, it was not. Different writers.
Who wrote this bad boy?
Guy Busick, who wrote Ready or Not.
Oh, that's fucking Radio
Scream
Silence.
6. Yeah. Abigail.
This dude's got issues. I hate him.
Why?
I fucking hate Radio Silence.
I don't know what that is.
That's part of they're the Scream people. They're the Ready or Not people. It's like a directing trio, that guy Busick. I don't think he's in it. He works with them. He might be in it, but he's like their writer, their go-to writer.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
I hate that fucking guy. Why do you make a good movie? That's so annoying.
What do you mean? He made a lot of good movies.
Name 2 other than Bloodlines.
Scream 6 and 7.
Dog shit.
Okay. And 5.
Scream 5 and 6 fucking blow.
Ready or Not?
It's fine.
Abigail was okay.
Abigail sucked, except Dan Stevens was so fucking sexy in it. I'll give it that.
Lord.
Anyway. Yeah,
Final Destination.
This is a fun reboot to the franchise for sure. Hard cosign.
So are we doing Saw next?
Yes. Do you think they're going to try to make another one?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think they're going to reboot the franchise?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. My understanding was Bloodlines was supposed to I gotta Google this and see if this is true. My understanding, I read somewhere briefly that Bloodlines in the same universe. That Bloodlines was not. Yes, Final Destination is intended to be set within the same universe. Oh, see, I thought I had read that they were like, yeah, we're like retconning all the other movies and like just kind of starting fresh, which they sort of did, but apparently it takes place in the same universe.
Well, yeah, Bloodworth. Um,
Oh, duh, yeah.
well, okay, so what's your stance on, we talked about this last episode, I think, or maybe it was a Dexter episode, where they reboot these franchises now and title them the same as the original, which is infuriating and the dumbest fucking thing. How do you feel about uh I don't know what the word is for it, but like Final Destination Bloodlines instead of Final Destination 6? What's your take?
I liked it because it wasn't like, I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, here's an example. Because we were just talking about this today. 47 meters or whatever the fuck it's called. 47 meters down. They started taglining their sequels like wrecked and like
Uncaged.
underwater. Yeah, right. So like that shit is corny to me. Bloodlines I thought was a corny tagline until I saw the movie, and then I was like, oh,
Right.
this is like a concept. It's not just like blood. We said the word blood in it, like Dexter's fucking New Blood. Okay, it's just Dexter. Like, just keep the fucking name. Like, what are you doing? This seemed like a shift and a new concept of like, hey, this travels with your family potentially if you like have kids afterwards or something, you know.
If they make a new one, they're gonna have another subtitle line, right?
Yeah, I can't think, you can't really do Bloodlines 2 unless you just kind of run back the same concept, which would be a fucking bummer.
So here's another question I have for you
Sure.
regarding Bloodlines. When I was ranking them on Letterboxd, I kind of hate that they veered away from the Final Destination style. I mean, this poster fucking rocks. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love this poster. All of the other Final Destinations are that blue hue. Every single one of them has that blue and black color scheme.
It's dated.
How do we feel about that?
It's dated. It's dated. You can't do it. It's the 2000s. That was every fucking horror movie in the 2000s was the black and blue color scheme.
But to me, that stands out as Final Destination. When I see that color scheme, I think Final Destination.
I disagree. I think it's I feel like it's a nostalgic thing. I think it's the 2000s. Like in the late 90s, 2000s. Like even the Scream movies, they were like blue and black.
They were red and black.
You got Drew Barrymore's big old blue eyes on the cover.
So, yeah, I guess.
Well, let me look at Scream 2's cover.
It's the cast picture.
They went to red. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But yeah, I guess I know what you mean. Like I'm looking at I Know What You Did Last Summer right now.
It's all, yeah, it was all like blue, smoky fucking vibes.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
This poster fucking rocks. I really like that. Because they also have the alternative poster that's like the fire, which I didn't care for.
Oh, yeah.
Because my theater sells all their posters, so I asked the guy if they had any Final Destination, and he was like, we have both of them still. And he always shows me pictures on his phone of the various covers. And I was like, he showed me the fire one, and I legit was like, get that the fuck away from me.
I'm looking up 2000s horror movies and their covers. Not only do I think that this is a 2000s thing, I think this is just an everything. You literally only make a cover with blue and black or red and black. That's fucking it. Every single fucking cover. Freddy versus Jason is blue.
Oh, yeah.
The Ring is blue. Paranormal Activity is blue. But then you got 28 Days Later is red. Cabin Fever's red. Trick or Treat is red. Signs is red. Like, that's so fucking funny. You just choose one or the other, I guess.
So I was thinking this during the rewatch. I meant to bring it up earlier. And I was wondering. So obviously Final Destination for it was shot for 3D, which accounts for how it looks.
Mhm.
However, I feel like between 2000 and 2006, movies all looked the same.
They did.
After 2006, it starts to veer into this weird style from like 2006 to like 2012, I want to say.
Mhm.
What did they change? Was it just the cameras they used? Was it lighting?
I think there was like a few different factors. So one was they went to digital camera instead of film. And then, so there was a transition period there. Then there was the transition of lighting, film versus digital. It's totally different lighting techniques. You need totally different lighting. Then on top of it, they moved to HD, which had different lighting. It needs different everything. So I think it was just like fine tuning that shit. I really only think in like the last like 20 years, so like the last 15 years have they really like been like, okay, we figured it out. This is HD. This is the lighting. Let's everyone calm the fuck down and let's make movies look normal again because it's been a nightmare.
I love like the shot on film aesthetic for sure, but
Sure.
96 to like 2003, the way those movies look will forever be my favorite, I think.
Yeah, man, what was the movie I was just watching that kind of shit? I was watching something recently and it was just it was like an older filming style shit. I wonder what it was. But I remember just being like, oh, wow, like I love the way this looks. Like it looks so fucking good. And it wasn't just about it being on film. It was, I don't know, there was just something about it that just looked so much better than what we have now. It looked like a movie, I guess. I don't know.
I fucking hate, and this is so funny because what some of my favorites have been over the last few years, but I really hate when they shoot digitally and add a film grain filter to the movie.
I have a major problem with that also. And a lot of like independent movies do that. And it's one of the reasons it bothers me a lot during that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. Sorry, I'm going through my watch history here. I'm trying to figure out what
you log on Letterboxd, but you don't rate, and it drives me crazy.
Because it's all automated. Like I don't put them in. I have an app.
Oh, you just watch it on your TV.
Yeah, gotcha. And it syncs everything to it, and it just puts it in. But it's weird because I do rate them on this thing called Tracked, and then it syncs afterwards, and it will put a rate. It depends. But if you click on the movie, you'll see my rating on it, but it just isn't part of the log thing. It's weird. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Man,
okay,
I wish
final question.
Yeah.
What was your favorite movie of May?
Oh, Sinners.
It was Sinners.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was yours?
I don't know.
I mean, you could include Freaky Tales if you wanted to.
I think I saw Freaky Tales before May.
Yeah, I saw it early May, so.
Well, obviously Sinners is the best, but May was a good month for the theaters.
May was a great month for the theaters. Movie theater May coming to an end here. It was good. Our interviews were great, and I think we talked to a lot of people kind of about this weird thing that happened this month of the theaters fucking coming back in a big way, in a really weird, huge way. So it's fun. So I hope it carries on. I hope we get some new stuff. You were saying it kind of dries up now though.
For a couple of weeks, it's gonna die down a little bit. That Bring Her Back movie comes out at some point.
Yeah.
Soon. And then the Dangerous Animals movie comes out. But I have been looking ahead on my Regal app, and I'm not gonna normally there's really only enough movies out right now to go like once a week for the next few weeks. There's not that much else I'm like looking forward to seeing. There's like one movie a week maybe.
We got 28 Years Later coming out.
Is that June?
It doesn't have a date. Oh, dude, wait, that new Anaconda movie comes out. That's going to be so bad. That's going to be awful. That's going to be the worst. Hurry Up Tomorrow? Is that the...
That's the weekend one.
Oh, God, why is that here? Why is that listed here?
It was
Let's
so
see.
fucking bad.
Okay, so this has theatrical and streaming on this list. So let me just look. Oh God, there's too much shit coming out.
I know.
I can't sift through this. What should I search for? 2025 horror theater releases?
Yeah, except they always fucking include streaming shit.
I know.
It's so annoying. My Regal app has coming soon, but so you Bring Her Back, Dangerous Animals. There's a new Jurassic
Ritual.
World coming out.
The Ritual,
What is
that Al Pacino Exorcist movie.
Oh, I don't even see that. I don't see that on the Regal app.
Mm-hmm.
When's that?
Maybe it might be probably just gonna be a fucking streamer. June 6th.
Interesting.
Dangerous Animals. 28 years later is June 20th. Megan 2.0, June 27th.
Oh.
I don't know what this is. Skill House.
Ooh, there's a movie that comes out this.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh yeah, Skill House is. I know about Skill House because I listened to a podcast. Dude, it's actually so fucking funny. Except everyone hates this podcast now. But they have like an ongoing beef with Ryan Kavanaugh, who's like a producer in Hollywood, who he tried to sue them for defamation because they were talking shit about him. And the podcaster just countersued him into hell. And now it's like an ongoing bit. You would love it. This is like your type of petty, because during the lawsuit, their set for a while was they just printed out every news article they had about him bankrupting companies and getting DUIs, and that was their set, was just like a newspaper background of that, just during like their regular show where they weren't talking about him. But that movie is allegedly one of Ryan Kavanaugh's like money laundering schemes.
That makes sense because 50 Cent is in it. So I don't think that's going to be good. You got that Together movie with Dave Franco and Allison Brie.
Oh, dude, that one guy in Final Destination 5 looks so much like Dave Franco, but wasn't Dave Franco.
It was not. You got Weapons in August.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Toxic Avenger in August.
Okay.
The Conjuring Last Rites in September.
It's just these next 2 weeks then, and then we're going to have some fun, I think.
Yeah. Oh, and then you got him in September too.
What's that?
Oh, that's the new Marlon Wayans is in it. Jordan Peele's producing it. It looks so good. It looks so good. The Strangers Chapter 2. I can't believe this is fucking happening. You and I talked about this. I talked about it on the show on like a solo episode I did, because I was like, there is 0% chance that this hits theaters. If it's even released, chapter 2 and 3, I'd be shocked.
Did they shoot it?
Yeah.
It's done?
Yes.
There's no fucking way. Richard Brake?
Oh, well, now you're getting, you're amping me up here. Now I'm kind of interested.
Wait, what? Because I remember he has a little cameo in the first one as like the sheriff or something.
Oh yeah, so he'll probably be back for that.
Richard Brake, baby. Let me get you better roles.
Anyway, that's going to be fucking awful. There's apparently a teaser for it. Dude, the ending of that one was so fucking bad. Anyway.
Strangers?
Yeah, chapter 1.
It was the same. It was the first movie.
It was a remake.
Worse, yeah.
It was fucking crazy. When you told me that, I was like, no way. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, it's scene for scene. It's fucking nuts. Osgood Perkins has another movie coming out, Keeper, in October.
Anthony Perkins' son. When I was in Connecticut, for some reason, it never dawned on me that Osgood Perkins was Anthony Perkins' son. And I was looking up because they were recording the Psycho 4 episode. And I was like, guys, Osgood Perkins, Anthony Perkins' son. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, what?
Yeah, you with the relatives is really fucking bad.
It's true.
Colin Hanks is related to Tom Hanks? What? What? Holy moly.
Next you're going to tell me that James Franco and Dave Franco are related.
And it's not even the family members that like change their last name to like avoid. It's ones that straight up look like them and have the same name. Black Phone 2 in October.
Ooh,
Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is in November. And Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is in December.
Okay, it's going to be a fun year.
It's going to be a fun year. Fun little year. I like it. I like to see it. Anyway, wrap up this episode. It's fucking 2 hours. Jesus Christ. We can't do fucking anything. I promise there's going to be shorter episodes in our future. I promise. We bit off a lot more than we could chew this movie theater May. So I think we were on track for the most part this one.
We'll get emails.
Yeah. Anywho, that's it, everyone.
Support your theater. Go to the theater. Buy some popcorn. And have a good time.
Have some good time. That's a nice way to end it. Patreon.com/IHateHorror. We've got bonus episodes. We're doing monthly bi-monthly sticker packs. We're still trying to work out the logistics of that. I'm shooting for monthly though. That's my goal, to get to a monthly thing. I just got to get in the fucking routine of things. We're doing sticker packs. We just shipped out our first sticker pack there. So patreon.com, and it's one tier now. There's not two tiers. You get everything. We have a live show June 7th, Saturday, June 7th. I don't know. Are you going to be on that or no?
What are you doing for it?
I don't know. I left it up to Patreon and I never looked at the results. But it's a week before Father's Day. So my initial thought was Father's Day. Or no. That's not true. It wasn't Father's Day. My initial thought was stepfather.
Okay.
But then I kind of left it up to everyone to vote on what they said. We got let's see. Zach says The Mutilator.
It's a good Father's Day movie.
A father and son running Slaughterhouse. Do you know
Slaughterhouse is okay. Yeah.
A father and son running a slaughterhouse. The son doesn't talk and only makes pig noises.
Dude, it's the most disgusting cover of all time.
Ooh, somebody said Nick Cage. John says Nick Cage's Mom and Dad, which is a fucking fun movie. That's a fun fucking movie. That would be fun.
The one that's just like, or no, I'm thinking of Willy's. I was going to say Five Nights at Freddy's. That's Willy's Wonderland.
That's Willy's Wonderland. But Mom and Dad is Nick Cage. And you say this about every Nick Cage performance, so I shouldn't say it again, but it's just like Nick Cage turned up to like 11 and he's just like, hey, everybody, I'm going to kill you for leaving your toys out. Nolan suggested Mimic by Guillermo del Toro. Nothing like a nasty bug man crawling around for a hot summer subways.
This guy would love the tick that I just pulled off my leg.
This one said Stepfather is great. Does it have to be horror? The movie That's My Boys on Pluto and Hulu. That's My Boys, Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg.
I think so.
I could do that. Anyway, so we got them. I would say The Stepfather is probably. I mean,
I love the remake of The Stepfather too. That one's Penn Badgley.
What?
The remake of Stepfather, that's Penn Badgley.
Oh,
or however
really?
you say his name. Yeah, he's the main guy in it. He's the kid.
Interesting.
It's actually just like good. I just like that movie. Should we announce what's happening for June?
Yeah, fuck it. Do you want it to? It's your honors. You're the brains behind this.
Shark Month. Shark Month. Shark Month on the horror show. Shark Month.
Shark Month. So we'll have to figure out what Shark Month
We're
entails.
talking sharks, baby. We're talking sharks. All month long on the horror show.
Shark
what
Month.
that looks like, we don't know yet. We have no fucking idea what we're doing with
No
it. But
clue.
that's the general theme.
No clue. She just wants to talk about Jaws, which we could do in a week, but whatever. Fuck it.
I want to talk about every shark movie ever. But
And
until
Adam
then,
Green's non-shark movie, that's a shark movie.
It's not a shark movie. It's a hot air balloon movie.
It's a shark movie.
There's a shark in it.
That's like being like Jaws is a boat movie, but there's a shark in it.
From what he says, I'm gathering that there's a shark in it for maybe like 5 minutes. That there's a shark in the water.
Then why else would they care about being stuck in a hot air balloon?
Because you're stuck in a hot air balloon. What do you mean? That's a scary situation.
A real spook fest.
And a shark underneath? Woof, what a suspenseful 5 minutes. I'm all in.
That's funny as shit. All right, everyone. My dog wants to go. So thank you all so much. Patreon.com/IHateHorror. June 7th, we'll do a live watch along thing. And then I think we're gonna do more like giveaways and stuff. For Shark Month, we do have some giveaways and stuff. So
I'm cooking something real good up for sure.
She's cooking something up. So make sure you follow us on Instagram at IHateHorror, Facebook.com/IHateHorror. Anyway, that's it. Thank you to Lexi. Thank you to all of you for listening. And for Lexi, this is Sean. Stay Hollyweird, baby.